How you doing, folks? My name is Nacho, and I am a recovering slash drug addict. A addict recovering, and also a drug addict using while recovering. That shit make no fucking sense. But I want to tell you guys, I try meth. You know what I'm saying? And I've been on depression for a long time, Nick. I've been on depression for a long time, and I come from a Mexican family, and people say that Mexican are hard workers and and you know what I'm saying, and and yes, Mexicans are hard working people, but not me. I was uh I was born like anemic or real weak. I got a real like weak immune system, dog. Weak. I mean, I just like naturally I feel weak, man. So a whole bunch of years I started. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that depression, a lot of people's depressions and stuff like that, it comes from being lazy, man. You got to get active, man. You got to get active, man. You you got to you got to let your mind just zone out into other things, dog, cuz your 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 mind just kind of like concentrates on bullshit, and it makes that bullshit more bullshit, and it just starts a snowball effect. So I tried meth, man, to wake up my mind and my body, and it worked, man. This is mine. I've been using it for about 3 days, micro dosing, if you will. Like I'll just take a little mini hit off the fucking tin foil. I throw it on a tin foil and just suck it in through a fucking straw. And but I don't recommend it, man, because I've seen the effects of that shit on people. Man, meth is a piece of shit fucking drug if you get hooked up to it. I don't plan on getting hooked. I plan on just using it just to get out of my depression and all that crap, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I do need. I'm trying to like basically just jumpstart my brain and jumpstart my body, man. Because I was naturally born weak. Naturally, I'm just I was one of them like you know with a litter of puppies. That when a dog has a litter of puppies and there's a whole bunch of healthy ones, and then you have like a little weak one that's just like, well, that was me. I was just a little weak one. So being weak and all that throughout life, man, man, though, the way nowadays, man, you gotta stay real focused, man, because Satan. I don't want to get religious, man, but man, the mind, people will attack you through your mind, though. You gotta be real careful, man, what you feed your mind, what goes in your mind, because you start entertaining some thoughts, and that's what I liked about meth. You know what I'm saying? Because meth gave me this sort of like I smoked it, and it gave me this like this energy, man. So where I had thoughts coming in, but they'll kind of just like leave. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't give them. That would and before this, I couldn't like push them out of my head, man. They just stay there, and then it feel like they'll just get in and just stay trapped in there, and I couldn't. But don't try. I mean, dog, and on top of that, dog, meth is a dangerous drug, man. I mean, I've been a pothead since I was 12, 13 years old. So my body, I tried X, I tried shrooms, I tried weed and all that. You know what I'm saying? But your body has to kind of like get broken into, man, so you could be trying drugs. There's people, I've heard of cases, man, where people just die the first time from using coke or using whatever, man. They just trip out because their body or their mind is just not used to it, man. I mean, it's just like a sudden like, it's just a sudden like boom, dog, like your body just rejects it, man. Your body just rejects it. But Over time, I've been a drug addict my whole life, you know what I'm saying? So little by little, your body just starts getting, your body, mind, spirit, everything just starts getting used to getting hammered by substances. And so when you introduce a new substance, it's not like, it's not a real, it's not a, it's not a real, like a rare phenomenon, you know. But the point of this video, man, was just to enlighten some people about what I'm doing, about my depression and my problems. And I'm really I really just use this meth so I could get out of this depression, man. This depression, this laziness, because you know I was raised in Florida. I was born in Mexico. I moved to the States, to Florida, when I was like 4 years old. I got deported at 25. But my whole life, I grew up, with my American buddies, and but basically, just I don't want to talk about Americans or nothing because, but just I grew up lazy, man. Just like an average American, but just lazy, man. Just lazy. Everything lazy, lazy, lazy. And when I got deported and I got here to Mexico, my uncle, he's still in the States, but he lives in Arizona. He came down to see me, you know, and he's like, "Hey, man, like, what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Nah, well, I feel like this, this, this." And he's like, "Oh, you got to get a job, man. You got to work. You got to do something." And I didn't understand what he was saying. I was like, "What? What do you mean I got to work? I mean, I don't like working." He's like, "Yeah, you got to you got to get active." And I was like, it wouldn't sink in, all that stuff wouldn't sink in, man. I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." But then after so long, man, of after just hitting the same wall over and over and over and over, you just like, oh man, maybe my uncle's right. So I never, I haven't worked yet, you know what I'm saying? But I started smoking. I smoked a little bit. I've been on it for 3 days. But like I said, I don't take these little, I mean, I don't take these big old hits where like I'm freaking blowing out a freaking steam out my mouth. I just take these little, like like a little cigarette hit or something like that, man. Like it's not. Trust me, man. I mean, I started getting scared, man. When I started getting scared when I had hit it, and my heart started racing real fast, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get cardiac arrest right now. I'm gonna catch a heart attack right now, man. I started getting real scared, man. But one of my buddies, who's also a meth addict, but he's already quit for a long time. He told me that milk, you know what I'm saying, drink like a little quart of milk, and that thing will cut the high off. Like if you for some reason, and I hope not, I pray to God you never use meth or none of that, but for some reason though, if you do try it, and if you want to come off the high, like the high is just too intense, and you just like feel all weird, and like I did, and you feel all weird, and you wanna just like, oh man, this is too much. I can't handle this. Just drink some milk, and in about half an hour to 40 minutes, if you're still alive, if you're still alive, it'll start cutting down. The milk will just start like absorbing in. I guess the chemical would just start like the milk would just start absorbing the chemical, the chemistry or whatever it is, and you'll start feeling better. You know what I'm saying? You start feeling that your body's like less on the edge or less racy. So that's my video for the moment, and I hope you guys enjoy this. And I really just make videos. I mean, I don't like making too much videos, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people just don't watch them, you know what I'm saying? But personally, you know what I'm saying? I just got off YouTube a little while ago, and I started looking through all these meth videos, the effects and what it does to the brain and wah. And yeah, man, I mean, meth is a serious drug, man. I mean, you could really like go insane, dog. Like insane, sane. Like where you just don't come back no more. You just like a vegetable, brain dead. So it's a real like it's a risk, man. It's like Russian roulette, man. Trying that thing, man. You don't know what you're gonna get into, man. But I did it, man, for the fact that I didn't see no other solution, man. No other way out, man. I mean, I tried working, I tried going to the gym, all these things, but I didn't have that motivation inside of me, man, to do it, man. I mean, I tried to go to the gym and work out and do that, but it's just that laziness wouldn't help me make progress again. And then I tried to get in a job, but again, the laziness would keep me down and keep me. So, man, laziness is like, man, dog, it's bad, man. I mean, just to be a lazy scumbag is bad, man. I mean, I don't get me wrong, man. I love being lazy, man. It's like a pig on vacation, man. But not in not in Mexico, man. I mean, I grew up in the States. I grew up in Florida, and everything was all gravy. Like everyone, you could just blend in, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like people just, you just don't go to work. You smoke weed all day. It's cool. Everybody's just like, yeah, whatever, man, whatever. It's cool, whatever. But not in Mexico, man. Once I got deported and I started living in Mexico, man, I started seeing that the people were just like, I was just getting ate up, man. Everyone is hard working. Everybody's working hard. Everybody's just on the move. Everybody just boom, 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 left, right, up, down. And I'm just getting tore up. I was like, man, dog. And I just started, and little by little, man, I just started realizing and like, man, you know what? The laziness is kicking my ass. It's just keeping me down, man. So, my buddy gave me some meth and I just threw it on the tinfoil and I took a couple little small puffs, microdosing. I still smoke weed, man, but the meth really has helped me out lately, man, because it just kind of like just pushed pushed everything like all this negativity, this depression, man. Depression has a lot to do with the constant energy, man, inside your mind, dog. Like, and if you got a constant energy, a good energy source, a flow going through, like a nice energy flow going through your mind, you Leslie have, your thoughts are energy, man. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. So you have a whole bunch of energy coming out. You can't have energy coming in, dog, because there's energy coming from outside in, and there's energy coming from inside out. So it's always like a constant battle, dog. Like you got energy coming from outside inside your mind, and then you got energy coming from inside your mind and coming out. So if you have more energy from inside your mind coming out, it doesn't allow the other energy to come in, and it's just kind of like a little fight right here in the forehead, dog. Like whoa. So this is day three of this, and I don't plan. I mean, I want to hit it so bad right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating some ice cream. I'm eating some ice cream right now. Jesus is Lord.